So this is my winter outfit, multiple layers because it's absolutely freezing. But if you're a long time viewer, you might know that मेरे को same कपड़े पहनना पसंद है. So get ready to see me in this outfit only for the next 2-3 months. But this video is about the iPhone 12, and this time in 2020 I was very excited for this year's iPhone lineup because this time I was personally interested in upgrading to one of the new iPhones. Because if you follow me on Twitter, you would know that I sold my iPhone 7 and I got both the iPhone 12 and the 12 mini. I just wanted to use both of them to find out which one do I like more. Turns out I like the iPhone 12 more. I have already made a dedicated video on the 12 mini, it's just the previous one. If you haven't watched it, I think you should. But long story short, I don't think I can use a small phone once again after the iPhone 7 for long term. So the iPhone 12 is what I've switched to. It's what I've been using since more than a month. And I think this year's iPhone lineup, this year's iPhone 12 lineup especially, has two layers, the upper layer and the layer beneath. The upper layer consists of all the fancy stuff, MagSafe, 5G, the new A14 chip, the new camera, the new design, flat edges and all of that. And then there is the layer beneath, which contains the stuff which is most important, like the new display, the new ceramic shield glass, the battery life, the value for money because the price is just crazy high, and lastly the lack of a charger. The lack of a charger is pretty interesting because I think most of the tech reviewers I know or I have seen videos of are unable to truly express what it's like living with a phone that does not ship with a charger, because most of them have a spare Type-C charger with them. I don't buy a lot of tech and I don't review a lot of tech. So मेरे घर में तो सारे चार्जर Type A चार्जर है. So charger is just one problem. The cable itself is also another problem because it's a Type-C to Lightning cable, and that means it does not plug into any charger that I have. Plus I gave away my Lightning cable and the 5-watt charger with the iPhone 7 when I sold it. So the only reason I'm able to charge this, and I'm looking down because that's where the iPhone is, I'm using it as a viewfinder, but the only reason I'm able to charge this is because last year चाचा आए थे and उन पे था iPad. वो चले गए लेकिन चार्जर और अपना lightning cable भूल गए. So he left a 12-watt charger behind along with a lightning cable, and that is what I'm using right now to charge the iPhone 12. But ज़रूरी नहीं है ना कि आपके चाचा iPad का चार्जर भूल के जाएं. ज़रूरी नहीं है आपके चाचा के पास iPad ही हो. यही ज़रूरी नहीं है आपके पास चाचा भी हो. So it's very inconvenient. The next few things that I want to talk about are the design and the new ceramic shield glass. Now, the design is the USP of this year's lineup. If you take away the flat edges, this is pretty much the iPhone 11. But if you add the flat edges and get the black color, then this is the most unique looking phone in the market. ऐसा कोई phone ही नहीं है that is so flat and looks this good in black color in the matte black aluminum frame. But you'll anyway use a case on it, so the flat edges might not matter much, but the black matte camera housing shines through the case and it looks incredible, especially if you're using a brown leather case like I am. This one is from Nomad. I've been a fan of their cases and it's a really premium leather case. Full disclosure, they actually sent it out to me along with another color of this same leather case, which they call natural. I think the natural color will suit better with the white or green iPhone, but if you're going for a black iPhone, then there will be nothing better than hooking it up with a brown case. It's the ultimate combo. I'll leave this one linked below. I think I will also get a screen protector because even though this is like a ceramic shield glass and I'm pretty sure it's more durable than before, मेरे पे actually काफ़ी deep scratches आ चुके हैं because I dropped it while trying to balance it on flat table to make thumbnails like these. Fun fact, I actually got a screen protector from Glazed, but I messed up the installation, so I ruined it, but I'll get one again. The next big thing about the iPhone 12 is the display. It's, in my opinion, the biggest upgrade, not just coming from the iPhone 7, but also from the iPhone 11. The bezels are even thinner, it is OLED, and the resolution is 1080p I think, or maybe even higher, I don't know, but it's the same resolution as the Pro iPhones now, and it is incredibly crisp. But there are a few other things that I noticed about the display. Like first, the color temperature is noticeably warmer than any other iPhone's display, especially in this wallpaper. And initially it was a bit annoying, but I think now I've gotten used to it. Although second point is that it's just incredibly smooth. I don't know why anyone is not talking about this, but this does not feel like a 60 hertz refresh rate. It feels like an 80-90 hertz refresh rate. The animations are buttery smooth. I don't know what Apple did. Maybe they increased the touch sampling rate, or maybe it's the new A14 Bionic processor. I can't tell, but I found it noticeably smoother than any other iPhone I have ever used. And even after all of this, the higher resolution and the apparently smoother display, the battery is still fine. I mean, obviously it's not as good as the iPhone XR and the iPhone 11. I think that was the peak iPhone battery life. But on days when I don't use it much, I'm able to end with like 60-65% battery on very minimal usage. And on days when I use it quite a lot, like 6.5 hours of screen on time, I end with like 20% of battery life. Firstly, 6.5 hours of screen on time is in itself a big achievement. And then having 20% left, I think it's pretty good. Coming from an iPhone 7, it's a major upgrade. There were a few other things as well that were big upgrades, like the entire size of the phone. Truth be told, when I initially got both the iPhone 12 and the 12 mini, I was not very comfortable with either of them. 12 mini was too small, 12 was a bit bigger. For me, the perfect size was of the iPhone 10. But now, after almost 2 months of usage, this fits perfectly in my hand. I'm glad it's slightly bigger than the iPhone 10 and slightly smaller than the iPhone 11. It now feels like the perfect, most comfortable size. Watching content is amazing, typing on a keyboard is very convenient. In fact, now I can even access Control Center with just one hand. So I've gotten used to this. I've also very seamlessly gotten used to Face ID coming from Touch ID. I think Face ID is even faster than Touch ID because all you have to do is look at it and swipe up. It's so fast that sometimes it won't even finish the lock unlock animation. But it has its own limitations, like it does not work while wearing a mask. It also does not work in landscape mode, and when my phone is kept on a table, I always have to bend over for it to recognize me. But if I were to choose, I would still choose Face ID over Touch ID, even if they put a fingerprint scanner under the display, because it is just too quick at this point. And I think that is all that comprises in the lower layer. The rest of the stuff is basically a part of the upper layer, like the performance. We know it's the A14 chip, it's incredible. The camera, we know it's a flagship level camera which is going to produce incredible images in almost every scenario, although the night mode is much better on Pixel. Then there is HDR video recording, which is high tech, but most people should not use it right now. There is 5G, which is also high tech, but most people can't use it right now. There is MagSafe, which is so cool, but it's so expensive. There is 64 GB base storage, which is classic Apple. And lastly, there is no charger. Well, next year, the port itself is going away. So, you have to decide whether all of this, the upper layer, the lower layer, is worth paying 76,000 rupees, even after the HDFC card offer. It's actually not... The iPhone 12 is not worth 74,000 rupees as they say in every newspaper ad. This might be the cost of the device, but you will pay 76,000 rupees total after the HDFC card offer, because the EMI is worth 13,722 and you'll get the HDFC card offer on 6 month EMI, which they say is no cost EMI. So you'll pay 82,332 rupees. And then somewhere in between you'll get a 6,000 cash back. So you'll pay 76,332 rupees, not 74k. So it's an expensive phone. And I'm here to tell you that is not worth it. It's not worth 76,000 rupees. Look, when I use this phone, I forget about the price because the experience is so smooth. Apple has the highest customer satisfaction. And this is truly amazing. It's a brilliant phone, but every time the EMI gets deducted from my account, I feel like I should have rather invested that amount, 76,000 rupees, into some FD or shares, something, mutual funds maybe, not buy an iPhone from that. But maybe that's just me. Maybe you have the budget and you can justify this price. I can't right now, although I'm going to continue using it because I'll make a lot of videos on this and from this. So I actually have a business GST number, so I might get some rebate, but it's still extremely expensive. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this. This was my video, or my review video as some would call, on the iPhone 12. Although I don't think this is a review, because this is mostly me sharing my honest, frank opinions on where the iPhone 12 is in the industry and my experience of living with it. I have made a bunch of videos. I made a dedicated camera video on the iPhone 12, a camera comparison. I think you should check it out. And also make sure to do the needful, especially if you're here at this point of the video. I think it makes sense. It's free, and turn on all the notifications, because turn on all the notifications of the app also. There is no point if you turn on the notifications of my channel and then disable the YouTube notifications altogether. That's something that I recently discovered. Also, most of you who watch my videos are not yet subscribed, so maybe you can change that. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.